Coach Stephanie White of the Indiana Fever goes on the Good Follow podcast and talks about Caitlin Clark's development, her techs for next season, at least like what she wants them to be, and a lot more of the Indiana Fever.
While some players are more focused on posting choreographed workouts for likes.
Forget everything you thought you knew about Caitlin Clark's rookie season, the highlights, the struggles, the sheer phenomenon. While the world watched her navigate the WNBA storm, behind closed doors, a meticulous plan was taking shape, orchestrated by Coach of the Year Stephanie White. What happens when a generational talent meets a coach determined to unlock every ounce of potential? Something far bigger than just practice drills was underway, a complete reconstruction.
We have an exclusive sit-down interview with the new head coach of the Indiana Fever. She was the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year, an NCAA champion, a baller herself, a WNBA champion, and my former broadcasting teammate. What's up, Stephanie White?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. It's so great to have you on the show, Steph.
So, in watching Stephanie White talk about Caitlin Clark's development, it was very fascinating to get her take on it as an actual coach.
Coach Stephanie White didn't mince words when discussing Clark's game. On the Good Follow podcast, she laid bare a critical vulnerability that emerged as the season progressed: predictability. Those signature right-hand drives to the basket, those lethal step-back threes drifting left, they were electric, yes, but they became tells. In the WNBA, against the smartest defenders on the planet armed with hours of film, predictable gets neutralized. Statistics showed it clearly. Defenders contested Clark's go-to step back a staggering 22% more often in her final 10 games compared to her first 10. The league had started to crack the code, loading up on her right, anticipating the step left. Simply being brilliant wasn't enough anymore. Evolution was necessary.
I think from just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify, her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable, to be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation.
So she had that viral picture.
Yeah, you saw that, yeah.
We already know that Caitlin has put on some strength and muscle.
I asked her if it was Photoshopped.
She said it was AI.
But identifying the problem was just the first step. White's plan addressed it head-on, starting with sheer physical presence. Remember that viral photo of Clark looking noticeably stronger, almost shockingly so? Fans debated AI and Photoshop, but Coach White shut that down instantly. Those gains were 100% authentic, forged in a relentless off-season grind. This wasn't about aesthetics or Instagram likes. It was about survival and dominance. White knew Clark was getting bumped off her spots, her rhythm disrupted by the league's physicality. The added strength is armor, designed to help her hold her ground, absorb contact, and maintain her base through drives, transforming her from a player enduring the hits to one who dictates the terms of engagement.
Aspects of her game would you like to work with her on for this season?
Yeah, I mean, certainly getting stronger was one. The level of physicality in the W is totally different. That's the way that teams have to try to keep her off balance, keeping a low center of gravity. There are times where she plays a little bit upright, making sure core strength and her ability to move with time under tension and stay in a low center of gravity is important. Lateral movement, like one of the challenges that we're coming to her with right away is on the defensive end of the floor. Use your size, use your length. You've got to that's got to be a priority, right? That's got to be a priority to play both ends, because we don't have to go from, 11 or 12 to 1 or 2, but we got to get to middle of the pack.
With the foundation reinforced, the intricate work began. Strength means little if the opponent always knows where you're going. White pinpointed the need to diversify Clark's attack, specifically honing her ability to finish with her left hand. Imagine defenses trying to funnel her right, only for her to comfortably attack and score going left. That alone changes the entire defensive equation. But White added another layer of deception: the Euro step. Picture Clark driving hard, defender bracing for the usual attack, only for her to glide past them with that sudden, fluid change of direction, finishing on either side. It's a move designed to weaponize hesitation, turning Clark from a predictable scorer into an ambidextrous threat who can punish defenses no matter how they try to shade her. This wasn't just practice, it was re-engineering her offensive DNA.
I think from just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify, her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable.
Reese is posting glamorized workout clips on social media. We've seen those 3-point videos, heavily edited, polished, and curated for the timeline.
Angel Reese, back in the gym, working on her pull-up, bang. Working on her midi, working on her mid-range game, 15 to 17 feet out, being able to create some space for herself. Yes, this looks embarrassingly slow. No, it is not in slow motion. This is just what we have to work with right now.
Making Clark a two-way threat in the paint was crucial, but White's vision extended beyond just individual moves. Perhaps one of the most fascinating adjustments is the plan to utilize Clark off the ball more frequently. It sounds counterintuitive. Why take the ball out of your best playmaker's hands? The genius lies in conserving energy and maximizing impact. White spoke about getting Clark involved in third and fourth side actions, meaning initiating plays where the defense isn't initially focused on her. While defenders track the primary action, Clark can slash from the weak side or curl off a screen into open space, catching defenses completely off guard. This strategic repositioning aims to keep her fresh and deadly throughout the entire game.
9, let's get it! Knockdown! Bang!
Man, we got a fire on the poop deck. Watch out, watch out, watch out. 4,
Bang!
Mayday,
Mayday!
clear the runway, brace for impact. AR-5 coming in heavy.
Bang!
Look alive, sunshine. Long 2, will it go through? Ha, no chance. Bang. Is it me, or is there only 2 rows behind the bench and they're like half full? I get better attendance on Monday nights in my men's league.
Come on, man! Bang!
We got some footage from in the lab. That's right. She's in the damn gym. I'm just gonna keep it real. I guess hell has frozen over, but she is in the gym practicing shots. And as you can imagine, there's real reaction to this.
And this off-ball strategy includes an element taken straight from the Steph Curry playbook, using Clark as a screener. Again, it seems backward initially. Why have your superstar shooter setting picks? Because it creates defensive nightmares. If defenses switch, Clark suddenly has a slower defender trying to keep up with her off the dribble mismatch city. If they don't switch, the player Clark screened for gets an open look. It forces impossible choices. More importantly, it allows Clark precious moments of reduced physical and mental load during possessions, combating the stamina issues that sometimes saw her shots flatten late in games. It's a tactical masterstroke designed for sustained, high-level performance across 40 minutes, ensuring she has the energy reserves needed for those clutch fourth-quarter moments.
She's back in her natural habitat, back in the lab, playing basketball, and it's got to be a scary sight for the rest of the WNBA if she gets even better, because it's not as if she wasn't absolutely phenomenally elite as a rookie and arguably the best player in the league after the Olympic break.
To hear, because everybody knows the thing with Caitlin that made her so good was that everyone knows what she's doing and they can't stop it. If she's going left, she wants to shoot the step back. If she goes right, she wants to go to the basket. And yes, there are times that she can kind of fade away a bit over the right shoulder, or she can make a kind of move going right and slow down, speed up. She's very, very good, quick first step, and runs so well in transition.
Doing a Euro, which at that point, it had hit me that I have never thought about Caitlin Clark doing a Euro. But you know what? I have to call this
to be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation, going right and left.
This is like the cream of the crop. They are going to catch on to the idea that she doesn't like to drive left. She always wants to drive right because she's right-hand dominated. And when she does her step backs, she likes to step back and go left. So I did see in some of her workout videos, the practicing of her developing a left hand. I saw her stepping right. So these are all great things to be developing for an already elite player.
To be able to have different types of finishing looks, whether it's, crossbody finishes, whether it's floaters at the rim, whether it's quick floaters, long floaters, Euros. You can't quite be as fundamentally predictable with as much athleticism, speed, quickness, and as much as the game plan is going to be geared toward her.
Executing such sophisticated strategies requires more than just coaching. It demands an extraordinary basketball mind. White couldn't stop praising Clark's aptitude, revealing that foundational drills focusing on balance and footwork were practically mastered between day 1 and day 2. She described Clark as a perfectionist, someone whose appetite for growth is relentless. This intense focus and rapid absorption led White to invoke a legendary comparison: Kobe Bryant. That Mamba mentality, the obsessive drive to perfect every detail, is what White sees in Clark's approach. While highlights of flashy, edited workouts might circulate online for others, Clark's real transformation is happening through intense, focused repetition and film study, a quiet grind dedicated purely to on-court dominance.
And then I think the challenge for us as coaches is how do we get her rest when she's on the floor while she's playing, right? Like while she's on the floor. And some of that's going to be playing off ball, utilize her as a screener, getting her into action on the third and fourth side instead of the first and second, where it's easy to game plan against. Now, how we use her to help everybody else be better off the ball. We know how great she is with the ball in her hands. We're not going to take that away, but we've got to be able to diversify a bit in how we use her as well. I mean, we've got like a short-term kind of list and we got a long-term kind of list, but Caitlin, I remember from the very first day when we were working on balance and we were working on footwork and we were looking at all those things, from day 1 to day 2, she had it.
Wow.
Like she's a perfectionist and she wants it and she's going to work on it. So that long list might get shorter every day we're in practice.
Very true, because she's going to get burned out. So I think that, and Caitlin Clark mentioned wanting to play off ball a little bit, but I think it's true that having her play off ball is going to give her a little bit of a rest, and that makes her game more sustainable. She doesn't burn out as much.
That's going to be a huge thing. I don't expect it to be her to be perfectly good going left and right at an equal rate next year. Don't expect her to shoot the same going right, or I don't expect her to drive the same going left. But it's like, it took LeBron till 2013 realistically to be able to drive drive at the same level left as right. So I don't expect that to happen to Caitlin Clark in a year, but if there's a bit of an improvement year on year, she's going to be even more and stuff.
Like Angel Reese, whose Instagram reels feature carefully edited clips of long-range bombs and mid-drill dance moves, as if being a content creator is somehow the same as grinding in the film room. While Reese is chasing the algorithm.
That is such a big thing to hear from Stephanie White, and it should calm people down a little bit when it comes to Caitlin Clark playing off the ball, because obviously if a coach has a plan and vision and a proper plan and vision.
So, what does this intricate off-season overhaul truly mean? We're not just looking at a slightly stronger or more skilled Caitlin Clark heading into her sophomore season. We're witnessing the emergence of Clark 2.0, a player fortified against physical play, armed with unpredictable offensive weapons, empowered by intelligent off-ball movement, and equipped with strategies to maintain peak performance longer. Coach Stephanie White isn't just tweaking the formula, she's building a basketball savant designed to dismantle defenses in ways we haven't seen yet. The rookie phenomenon was just the opening act. Now, leaner, smarter, stronger, and far more dangerous, Caitlin Clark is poised to truly shake the foundations of the WNBA. Expect fireworks, expect unpredictability, expect the next level. The real show is just beginning.